You do what you do for less selfish reasons?
Exactly. It's like Green Lantern explained to me earlier.
Don't say it.
We're above all that.
You heard it, folks. Straight from the source. The Justice League says we're better than you.
Yeah. Wait, no!
We're out of time. Tomorrow, more.
I imagine most viewers of the channel know that I am not all that fond of the DCEU in general under Zack Snyder. Certainly wasn't even a fan of Justice League under Joss Whedon. I don't think the Justice League Snyder Cut's going to be worth the anticipation. Definitely not going to be worth the hype. But I am glad people are excited for it. And it seems like DC Comics are on board. And they have the perfect marriage for people excited for the Snyder Cut. It's Zack Snyder and Brian Michael Bendis. If you were a fan of Zack Snyder and his Snyder Cut movie that's coming up, a couple of days before it comes out on HBO Max, you'll be able to go to your comic shop and get 3 new covers, basically designed by 3 of the best artists that DC Comics has to offer. They're going to be up for the low price of $6, and it's also going to be the debut of Brian Michael Bendis on Justice League with an all-new team. And like I said, I can't think of a better marriage. I think Zack Snyder and the Snyder Cut and Brian Michael Bendis' Justice League probably deserve each other. Now, before I get into the details on these covers, and I'm going to be honest, they do look dope. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like comic book news, reviews, opinions, stuff like that, have a little fun every now and then, this is likely the channel for you. You should subscribe to Thinking Critical YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this, thumbs down if you don't. Either way, I want to hear your thoughts. Are you going to be running out to your comic shop to get some of these Snyder Cut Justice League covers coming out in the not-too-distant future? So let's get into the details. Brian Michael Bendis and longtime collaborator over at Marvel Comics, David Marquez, obviously came over to DC, are going to be taking over Justice League on March 16th. It will be Justice League 59. This will be the new team. We got Superman, Batman, The Flash, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, Hippolyta as the new Wonder Woman, Black Adam, or is he Shazam? That rumor, I think that rumor is in squash. I think some people call him Shazam, but he's not actually Shazam. And then Naomi as well. I think it should be called Naomi in the Justice League, but that's just my hunch on what's going to happen. So that's going to be the new team kicking off on March 16th. And wouldn't you know it, 2 days later, we're getting the Snyder Cut. Fatal J and all of his Fatal Heads have been waiting for this for, what, like years now? They've been pining for this Snyder Cut on this Justice League movie. Now, it's not a short movie. Can you even call it a movie? It's like 4 hours. I thought originally it was going to be broken down into 4 parts. Apparently that's not the case. It's not going to be a miniseries. It is going to be a four and a half hour feature-length film. It's coming out. Now this will be the introduction of Martian Manhunter. First time we've seen him in live action, I do believe. We're also going to get to see a lot more of Darkseid, probably some more Steppenwolf and some of the other things that didn't really hit. Honestly, we've seen some hits. We're going to finally see a true interpretation of Superman when he returns from death in his black costume. They have to do that better, right? There's no way that Zack Snyder doesn't do that portion at least much better than Joss Whedon, that just abomination that they actually put out in theaters. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be better, but they do have these covers. Let's get into these covers. These are pretty dope. The first cover is from one of my favorite actual artists. When they did the Action Comics 1000, they had like 15 covers. This is the artist whose cover I picked. It was Lee Bermejo, I think one of the better painters in comics. He also did Batman Damned for Black Label. That was the first DC Black Label book with Brian Azzarello. Not my favorite Batman story, but it was wonderfully illustrated. And this is a great cover. You do see Darkseid in the background. Definitely has a movie poster feel to it, while also holding some of the the comic book trade dress over there on the left. Like I said, this is going to be $6. Got to pay $1 more to get these special covers, and you do get to see a beautiful rendering of Henry Cavill as Superman in his black costume with the Omega beams overlooking these guys, and then the abomination that is Ezra Miller's Flash. Probably one of the worst on-screen renderings of any comic book character. That is not Barry Allen, folks. It's not. I've heard some people say that's Wally West. It's not Wally West. That's Ezra Miller as the Flash, and it was absolutely terrible. But this is a beautiful comic book cover, and I think people are going to enjoy that one. The next up, I believe, Yes, Liam Sharp, another one of my favorite artists. Now, Liam Sharp, not too long ago, we had this Batman, Wonder Woman, Brave and the Bold. And if you like Celtic lore and just the best like fantasy visuals that you'll ever see, you should go check that out. Liam Sharp is a very talented artist. Obviously, he's finishing up his run on the Green Lantern series with Grant Morrison. This looks a lot different than what I would have expected from Liam Sharp. And all these covers are also available in black and white, if that's what you're interested in. It's Liam Sharp, but it doesn't really look like a Liam Sharp cover. I'm a little bit surprised. You don't see the wonderful pencil work and all that stuff, and you don't even see it in the black and white. So I wonder how he did this. It doesn't look like he drew it like he normally would. Maybe they gave him some special instructions, but here you get Ben Affleck's Batman. You get Steppenwolf. Definitely one of the lamest comic book movie villains I've ever seen on the big screen. Like, he's lamer than the other version of him that was in Wonder Woman, Hades. They essentially kind of look the same. I'll take Hades from Wonder Woman over Steppenwolf in Justice League. And then we also get Ray Fisher's Cyborg. I'm surprised they put him on there. I thought Warner Brothers weren't happy with Ray Fisher. In fact, I'm certain that they're not. But he is a big part of the movie. And we get to see him. He looks a lot more aggressive there than I believe we ever really saw him in the movie. He looks like he's ready to kick some booty. Ben Affleck's Batman looks quite solemn, but it's a great poster. But when I look at it, I don't go, "Ooh, that's some like great Liam Sharp work." They did something to him. It doesn't really look like a Liam Sharp cover, so that's a little bit disappointing because he's such a wonderful artist. And you'd hate to see them kind of dilute the quality of his art. The last one, which I think will probably be the most purchased one, probably the one that's in most demand, is obviously from the incomparable Jim Lee. Not the world's greatest comic book executive, but he's still a world-class artist. And we do get to see the big debut that's going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League in the Snyder Cut. It is Martian Manhunter. We obviously had heard that hinted at prior to the movie coming out. We never saw him. This is him. This is the only one of these covers that truly feels like comic book art. I'm glad that Jim Lee did not change his style for this. And this one doesn't. I mean, it's still got the movie feel. Yeah, it definitely has a movie poster feel. But we get Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa's Aquaman. Obviously, they look a little bit different. These characters don't look as much like the on-screen characters of the other covers. It is Jim Lee. I think this one's wonderfully rendered. That's good stuff. Great to see Jim Lee still doing covers. Wish he'd do some interior art, but I don't see that happening in the near future. So which one of these covers are you guys interested in? Are you interested, like, is the black and white your thing? Are you going to go for the color cover? Or you want the ones that look more like a movie poster? If you're a Snyder head, are you going to go out and buy all three? If you're a Snyder cutter, are you like Fatal J? Are you going to be at your shop Tuesday morning? I think I said Wednesday earlier, but new comic day for DC is Tuesdays. Are you going to be at your shop on Tuesday morning, money in hand, with your $18 to buy all three covers? Or maybe it's $36 to buy all six covers because you want the color cover and the black and white cover to go with the special day, so you can celebrate the Snyder Cut dropping on HBO Max on 18 March. I imagine there's going to be some people. They put some wonderful artists on it. I do wish that Liam Sharp's art looked a little bit more like Liam Sharp, but you cannot go wrong with Lee Bermejo, Liam Sharp, or Jim Lee. Big price tag on them, but I think this is probably pretty smart. This is probably the best way to get Brian Michael Bendis' sales up for that comic book. Not a lot of interest or enthusiasm or even demand for Brian Michael Bendis to be on Justice League. I think most people, after what he did with Superman, have seen the writing on the wall. If you're a Justice League fan, you're kind of depressed. You're hoping someone else takes over. I've heard it's going to be a minimum of 1 year. So this is likely a way to get a good bump. He would have already had a bump. Obviously, this is with Infinite Frontier. Likely would have had a bump already because it is a new dawn for DC Comics. But throwing these extra covers with artists like Lee Bermejo, Jim Lee, Liam Sharp, likely is going to spike the numbers even bigger. Probably make it look like it's more of a success than it really is. And I imagine the numbers will dwindle away quite rapidly. Obviously, Perch and I just talked about that recently on the channel, how the amount of variant covers that we're seeing is getting unhealthy for the industry. If you haven't checked it out, I will drop a link right here so you can go check it out. So you can go watch it and see what we're talking about. But there it is, folks. 3 brand new covers. Well, technically 6 if you count the black and whites are coming your way for you Snyder cutters. If you're excited about the movie, they're tying it into the Justice League debut of Brian Michael Bendis on March 16th.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.